Hello, previously we discussed the 6 silent killers that are taking so many lives of our loved ones that people give least attention, and the society may neglect this, but now or later it will catch up with us, each of us. So how do we prevent this? How do we not get to the stage where we are regretting for having eaten our money so badly that it's actually killing us? Because the first thing, we were eating the money because we thought life was short. But here we are eating the money, and actually the money is making our life short. So let's go through the things that we can do to prevent the silent killers. 1. Exercise. I'm also still struggling with putting up a schedule that I can maintain at least 60 minutes for 3 to 4 days in a week, because that's what is recommended. This is going to benefit every part of your body. Every organ will benefit from you exercising. For most of the things that we've discussed above, the silent killers, exercise is a major breakthrough to most of these things. So don't ignore it. Second, eat healthy and limit proportions. Well, some people think a balanced diet is when I eat posho, rice, matoke, yams, and what. That is not a balanced diet. Ideally, a balanced diet is one that has all the nutrients. And here we are talking about the carbohydrates, the proteins, the lipids, which are the good fats. We are talking about the minerals. We are talking about the vitamins. All that is what makes up a balanced diet. But these should be in proper proportions. These things of heaping rice, heaping matoke like this, like you're going to fight, these things are going to kill us. It won't only affect our weight. These, for example, the carbohydrates will be transformed into very bad fats. And we are here struggling. We want to cut tummy fat. We want to reduce weight. But then we don't want to reduce the portions of what we eat. So you want to live longer and eat your money? Know how to eat your money. Number 3, please maintain a healthy weight. Let's know that there is a standard BMI. You can't defy this. You can say, me, I'm fit, I can even walk without panting, I can do this. But the moment you step on that weighing scale and your BMI is 30 and is 25 and above, know that you're in danger. Know that you need to do something. And if you don't do it now, you might lose your life. You will definitely get one of those silent killers that I've listed in the previous video. So monitor your weight and ensure that you're within the normal BMI. There's a sensitive one here. Avoid excessive alcohol. It takes your sorrows away, but it's going to kill you. Some studies have recommended that 1 to 2 glasses per day is good enough for men, and for women, 1 glass. What do I say? Please don't take any, is the safest that we can do. And when they say a glass, they're referring to something that can measure to 330 mils of a regular beer. Half a glass, which is 100 mils of wine. And then for spirits, you're actually advised to take 30 mils. Not my words. It's people who have done their research. So, drinking will not only take your sorrows away as you think, but it will also take your life away, because it will affect your organs, the liver, your heart, and so many others. And definitely you will get one of those silent killers if you don't change your lifestyle. Quit smoking is our other point. Those that like the tobacco really like it. They are addicted to it. Some are struggling to leave it. Some are still enjoying it because it gives them some unique feeling. But smoking affects your body in so many ways. So many times you've heard of the lung cancer. That is maybe the commonest that the society talks about. But generally, smoking can affect your arteries, smoking can affect your bones, smoking will affect your kidney, smoking will affect organs of your body. Definitely, we wouldn't want to get to the end stage organ failure just because of something that we would have prevented in our early days. Another thing that we can do: routine checkups. It is so hard to convince someone that you actually need to go and see a doctor when they haven't felt very sick. And this is our African culture. One, we convince ourselves that we are too strong and we'll fight it all. So you keep getting this pain that is chronic somehow. It keeps coming, but you're like, I'm very strong, I'm a man, I have to look for fees for my children, I have to look for money for my family. Why don't you spare some 30 minutes and you can find out what exactly is going on? These are silent killers. Symptoms will be mild, but the moment you start feeling these symptoms, know something serious is actually going on. So the earlier you seek the checkups, the earlier they will capture these in the early stages, and probably the better your life will live with better outcomes. Last but not least, please control your stress. We are living in a very stressful society. We are not paid enough, the roads are not worked on, the rain stresses us, the sun stresses us, the bosses stress us, the children stress us, the wives stress us, the husbands stress us. How do you survive in all this stress? Find ways how to cope with your stress, because eventually you have a silent killer just from this stress. Some people have developed hypertension, but it all started with stress. I couldn't sleep, I was all worried. Life has changed just because of the stress. Some people have gotten into major depression and they're struggling. Some have committed suicide because this stress reaches a limit when it's no longer stress and it gets into major depression. We can save our lives. We can intervene at early stages. We can prevent these things from happening. But even then, when they happen, what can we do? Will we just sit back and say, okay, it has happened, let me just wait for my deathbed? No. There is hope. So much hope for everyone, that if you're out there and you have any of these silent killers, whether in early stages, advanced stages, please don't stay home. Go to health facilities. Doctors, nurses, medical workers are trained to handle these silent killers. Stick to the guidelines that you find in the health facilities. Not everyone of experience will give you the right information.